somewhere in the middle of this video, I've got a really cool surprise. You know what? I'm not even gonna make it a surprise. I'm gonna tell you right now. I am giving away the boat that I am walking you through. Yes, you heard right. I am going to give away the boat that I'm featuring in this video. The boat that I took to the Bahamas. I'm paying it forward. If you wanna learn more, you're just gonna have to keep watching this video. Hi friends, have you been searching for that perfect project skiff? Something that's gonna fit all your needs, but also won't break the bank? Because let's be real, right now times are tough. Most of us don't have an open checkbook to just go buy whatever project boat we want. New, used, doesn't matter. Why do you think I build so many free, cheap boats and repurpose so much? I wanna be out here enjoying the water. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through one of my favorite all-time skiffs that's super capable and what I feel is one of the best valued skiffs out there. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do a little walkthrough and I'm gonna walk you through the Collins craft and some of the details, how I have this skiff set up, why it works so well, and why I think it's such a great skiff for you to possibly build in your next build. So we're gonna start off with the hull design on this boat. First and foremost, you can see how narrow this skiff is. It's almost like a fiberglass John boat that you added a V to. All right, so these Collins crafts are super solid boats. Whether it's a Collins craft or a Quachita, these boats are built well. They are not built to be super lightweight skiffs, that's for sure. They originally came configured with the seat up front. So basically how this would work is these are stick steer boats. You'd have a lever right here. This would be your steering hooked up to your engine. And then you'd have your throttle, your binnacle here to go forward, reverse, throttle. So this was set up as a two-person bass fishing boat or freshwater fishing boat. Another seat right behind. Basically made for two people, super solid. And that's one of the things I love about this skiff. It's not built lightweight. This has wood stringers, wood floors. They've been redone. This boat comes in probably around 300, 400 pounds. The benefit to that is the ride quality of this skiff. It's got the little V up front, and that little bit of V and dead rise, this does not have a flat bottom. Because of the entry, the sharp entry, the V up front, this skiff is able to actually punch through some chop and ride really, really well. The weight helps you in a skiff like this. So for my application, using this skiff as an exploration little vessel, going out free diving, spearfishing off the reefs, I like not worrying about the weather picks up a little bit, gets a little choppy, some waves. I mean, I went through some stuff on the way here that was pretty big waves, that's for sure. In my journey from Freeport here to Sweetings, and this boat, it just crushes it. It rides so well. It's a great platform. You know, you want to get into a skiff that you're going to redo, you can cut into it, grind away. You've got plenty of fiberglass to work with and to build on top of. So that's a big plus to this skiff. So you're probably wondering, how stable is this boat? Let's give it a test. I'm going to show you how stable this skinny boat is. I'm almost 200 pounds. Let's do it. Let's do a little stability test. So one of the things I really like about this skiff is it's got a really shallow draft, and for me there's so many areas I like to explore, whether it's going from one blue hole to another or crossing flats. I mean, I'm literally right now, look at this, ankle deep water, and it's cakewalk. I mean, I can just pull this boat super easily. It's lightweight. I can walk across the flats. I don't mind. I don't need to motor everywhere. Works well. So I'm going to show you my quick version anchor setup. Here it is. This is when I'm just exploring shallow water. I've got my quick clip. Boom. I've got about 12, 13 feet of chain. This is just my quick setup if I want to just explore. Toss anchor, hook that clip up, I'm in the water. So this line is almost as long as the full length of the boat. This is just my always there line. If it falls overboard, no big deal. It cannot get tangled in the prop, but I like a go-to line for grabbing. I can handle if I want to pull the boat. I can also tie this off to my anchor chain if I want a little bit longer anchor. That works really well as just a quick go-to thing. Next thing you've got to have some shade when you're out here. I got lucky. This is a repurposed top. This came from, I think, one of those like really wide jet skis, wave runner type deals, but it fit perfect on this boat. I like this factory style seat. I don't have it bolted down. I like it where I can just easily move it around to whatever position I want. Basically, everything on my deck can be moved around depending on what I'm packing, what I'm storing. Am I bringing a ton of fuel? I like to tie things to the sides of my skiff. Here you can see I got my little knife. So these crates right here, you find these drifting on the beaches. They're probably one of my favorite things to beachcomb and hunt for, but you get these old packaging trays that have drifted across the Atlantic and find their way to a beach, and you'd be surprised how many you find just sitting on a beach full of sand. They're great for little tuckaways, to lay stuff on, to organize them. I like to tie them. So this one, I can just run a quick little line, tie it to the front. I've got my anchor set up. I've got some shackles back here. This is just like my quick grab bag. I've got a line, I've got some carabiners, I've got a knife here, I've got my compass, and then the very back is just my fuel. Some spare fuel, my little tank that I run. But the idea is to just keep this setup really simple. For me personally, I like the big square open deck, and it just gives me a ton of space that I can use. I can organize it however I want. Super functional, super efficient. It's clean and easy. The key in setting up some of these small skiffs is to have the ability to tie things off to your sides, to strap them down. What I find is, especially you get going where there's some choppiness, some waves, everything starts moving around in the boat and just shifts its way. It gets all over the place. It's kind of real pain in the ass. So the giveaway, you guys have been waiting for this moment in the video. You probably fast forwarded. I hope you didn't. I hope you've watched this in full, but here are the simple rules to get started. I'm not making this easy because I want this to go to somebody who deserves this boat and who you feel truly deserves the boat. So the way it's going to work is, number one, you've got to subscribe, which I hope you already do. Number two, I want you to share this video on one of your social media platforms. Third, I want to know why the person you want to give this boat to is so deserving. I want to know the story. I want to know the details. Who's deserving? Is it a veteran? Is it a family member? Is it a friend? Is it somebody who's dreamed of a skiff? Somebody who lost everything? Maybe it's a kid who's doing awesome in school and like they want a boat more than a car. That was me. I didn't do good in school though. This isn't just some giveaway that we randomly pick a number from some app. No, I want this to be the real deal. I want this boat to go to somebody that this is going to change their life. So, how are you going to share that story with me? You can email me at diywaterworld@gmail.com. I promise I'm not going to sell your email address or spam you to everybody. I will confirm that I've received your email and that you're entered to the giveaway. Thank you for entering and good luck to everybody. Generally, if you find these skiffs used, the stringers, the floors are going to be rotted, waterlogged. They will weigh a ton. We're talking probably 600-700 pounds at least, depending on how much water is absorbed into this. One of the biggest problems people do when they're building these skiffs is that they screw into their floors. Once you break into a floor, drill holes, the odds are very high that moisture or water is going to seep into those holes. Even if you have screws and you do 5,200 in a sealant, you're creating a good path for water intrusion into your floors or any wood surface. So I like just a solid deck. That's how I have this skiff set up. The ideal motor setup for this, 2 people, gear, you're going to want like a 25 horsepower. Although a 15 horsepower does work very well in this setup. I've run this with a 15 horsepower. The 25 horsepower is more than enough power, especially if you got a little need for speed. These old 2-cylinder kind of big block 25 horsepower Evinrude Johnson 2-strokes is definitely one of the most sought after 2-strokes. I like to find these freshwater use motors. They're real simple to work on. They're super reliable. You think I should do a video on the ins and outs of finding a used motor and what motor I think is the best value, best bang for the buck? Let me know below if you want to see a video where I walk you through finding a super clean freshwater motor, how I look for them, what parts I put into them, and what it really costs to get yourself a reliable, good running, small 2-stroke outboard. I've loaded this down with 4 people, gear, and I can still get on plane. Cruising speed in this boat is around 20 miles an hour. I find that to be really fuel efficient. I can get places really quick. Top speed on a light load is right around 30 miles per hour, which is, I mean, 30 miles per hour in a little skiff like this is a ton of fun. That's for sure. Having the ability to just really get somewhere quick. Driving this little skiff, this little thing, I'm telling you, this is a crusher. If you've watched some of my other videos, especially the Panga build, I talk about in a little bit more detail, but I always mention that skinny, long boats, they've got a ride quality to them that's not beatable. Their ability to cut through the water, their efficiency, especially at slower speeds. I personally like a long, narrow boat. This came set up with a 20-inch transom. And what I did was, this actually went straight across. This whole cap was all the way across. It had a little bit of a well in it, and it was set up to be a 20-inch transom. So I cut it down. I did some glass work, but I basically reinforced this transom. It was pretty rotted. I just wanted it to be beefier. And then I filled these in, the sides of the caps. And I just wanted it to be open. You're probably wondering, have I taken waves from the stern of this boat? Maybe a following sea, maybe I'm anchored, or just certain situations where sometimes you could take a wave over the stern of a boat. I've only 2 times taken a minimal amount of water over the back, and it took me being in the very back, working on pulling the motor up, and just the perfect timing of a big wave, and it was very minimal, the amount of water that came over the stern. So after 100+ miles of exploring in this kick-ass little skiff, I can definitely tell you that it's been tested. I went through some rough water, shallow water, skinny water. I've been diving off it, exploring off of it. This is quite the platform that I think you can probably make good use into any form. A platform like this has endless possibilities of what you could build it into, and for as cheap as you can find them, it's really hard to go wrong. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. You watching these videos motivates me tremendously. I appreciate all your comments, your subscriptions, your notifications, all those things that people tell you to do. If you want to do them, awesome. I appreciate them tremendously because those motivate me to continue doing these videos. I do them for you, and if there's something you want to see in an upcoming episode, let me know. See you next time.